The weight is word. The word. What do you say? Somebody don't understand. The way is word. The word. What do you say?
Give my word now.
Davis. Listen, it's important that in this service you understand that anything you think is bound to become a reality. Tell somebody, the louder I get, the quicker it comes. Somebody want it real bad. Sit down, sit down. I see you in the hallway. Sit down, sit down. Sit down. It was my plan. It was my plan. It was my plan to wear a shirt and some jeans. Yeah. That was my plan, Pastor. What you told me? Yeah, that's what I told the church. But I started walking through the Galleria. A few items I couldn't resist. I said, this will look real good tonight. It jumped, that spend money spirit fell all over me. I said, do I wear a t-shirt or a suit? You know, come on, can we open that door wider? Y'all open that door all the way, because I just heard 3 names. And they all in the hallway. Ikamaha. Open them doors. I don't want nobody to leave here without the promise. Somebody shout, the promise is coming to my house. Y'all stop looking like that. Somebody say the promise. Look at somebody and say, I didn't come and squeeze on side of you just to look cute. I came to get a miracle. I didn't come all the way here after work just to look cute. I came to get a miracle. As a matter of fact, I'm not leaving until I get what I came for. I didn't come for the glamour. I didn't come for no prestige. I didn't come for any of that. I came because somebody said there was a man that's representing Jesus. He didn't come in his own name. He came in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Talk back to me, shout glory. Y'all remember. Every time I shout that word, you need to scream it and lift your hands. Glory! Now hold on, because we know that glory shall be a sign that a crisis have ended in our lives. So it's important It is important that all the babies, it is important. Glory, I'm hearing God early. It is important that we do not allow nobody on your road. Don't allow the proximity to you and your neighbor to cause you to miss what God have allowed you to come and get. Now in the church, I would be a fool. Is it Cooper or Cook? Let's just go. I would be a fool to think. Listen to me. I would be a fool to think that everybody, first thing, everybody came here for a word. I would be a fool. All y'all black folk in here, you really think everybody came to hear a word? One young lady said, I can't speak for nobody else, prophet, but give me my word. But the reality is, everybody didn't come for a word. Somebody came to take up space. And I give you permission, if you just came to take up space, give somebody that's in the hallway your seat. Hold on, wait, hold on. Matter of fact, if I feel in the spirit that you're taking up space, I'm going to ask you, give them your seat. Because somebody in the hallway really needs God to move. And I'm not going to let you and your bougie self with your alternative motives cause them to miss what they came to stand in the hallway. Matter of fact, hold on. Somebody in the hallway is going to get it before you. Look at somebody and tell them God does bless the hallway walkers. Yeah, sit down, y'all. I'm just talking. I got to preach. Listen, so it is important, brothers and sisters. It is important that you understand that, amen, who's ever next to you is either divine or cursed. It's especially when you are in a service as such. You know, some of you, before the usher seated you, you should look down your room.
All right.
So I sit in the back, never mind. Well, because, spirits are real.
That's right.
Believe it or not, spirits can transfer. Have you ever, listen to me, have you ever been in a place where have you ever been in a place where you were upset about something? Or have you ever been in a place where you seen somebody else upset about something? And their spirit was so strong that you in the room, you start to feel what they feel. Whatever you mad about, I'm mad about it too. Yeah, and because 87% of my ministry is spiritual. So, some of y'all looking like, well, why isn't your ministry 100% spiritual? And well, because I ain't Jesus. And I got flesh. And so every once in a while, the devil try to make my mind go left. And because I'm 87% spiritual, I have authority over the part that, why y'all looking at me like that? I guess all y'all 100% with your lying self. They spiritual in here. Everybody's spiritual. Yeah. So hold on. So because, and I'm telling you, I feel the glory. Because I am a man that have consecrated myself to be spiritual. Meaning, I make sure that within my meditation, I'm asking God, make me more like you. Hold on, listen. I can never be you, but make me more like you. I'll never be able to fully navigate through temptation, to fully navigate through the possibility of sinning. But God, I promise you, if you let me live another day, I'll try my best within the day I live to be more like you. Am I making any sense? Somebody asked me a question. They said, preacher, how is it that God uses you the way that he uses you? I said, because I'm honest with him. Yeah. Some of y'all probably, it's not that I don't condone sin. Sin is sin. Let me just take it. You got the Bible says joking and jaspering is a sin. Okay, let me make it plain. I joke all the time. But the Bible says joking and jaspering is sin. Y'all, okay, let me be transparent. I joke all the time. Hold on. The Bible says joking and jaspering is a sin. Let me say it one last time. I joke all the time. And that's just one area in my life. I'm asking the Lord, you harness it, because when I start joking, I ain't stopping. You know. So the point I'm trying to make is, brother, so everybody in here has the capacity. You have the capacity to be unspiritual. So it very well takes a discipline in your consecration, a discipline in your meditation, a discipline in your willpower to please God, to try to become even the more spiritual. And, I grew up, woman of God. I grew up in school, middle school, elementary school, and they always used to call me, oh, that's the spiritual boy, that church boy, that holy roller. And the reality is, I used to go home crying. I thought they were picking on me, mother. Because I was different. I liked it. My pants all the way on my stomach. But my friends, that was in the era when sagging was in. The only way you was getting a girl is when you sag. That was. But me, I was different. And I didn't like it. I didn't like it because my difference showed. It was too strong. So we go to prom. Well, my other friends, they had to say, I want to be like, how they was. There was just some things, there was some codes, there was some things they said, when you go to prom, you will encounter those things, and I just couldn't go with it. Because I grew up in a church that it implemented the principle of trying to live right. So watch this. So living, being spiritual is really holistically, it is a mind over matter. Let me say it another way. Being spiritual or living holy is not necessarily something you implement in action. It's a decision you make. You can put a woman, holiness, apostolic woman right here, and you put old non-denomination, grace person right here, and this young lady got pants on, this one got skirt all the way down to their toe. And no makeup on. Yeah. And to the Christian world, we're built such a mess. To holiness is predicated on what you got covered up. I don't know why I'm going this way. And unholiness is predicated on what you got shown. But I've been in church a little while, y'all. I've been in church a little while, and I've traveled the country, and I found out that some of the easier ones are the ones that got it all covered up. Wow. Y'all don't like that type of preaching. The hardest women was the ones that had it all out. I'm like, come on, I see it. Y'all don't like that type of preaching. That's too deep for y'all. Look at somebody that says tight, but it's right. What I'm trying to say is, brothers and sisters, you cannot determine one's wholeness by what you see. You can only determine one's wholeness by the decisions they're making. Yeah. I'm all in this house. seen covered up whores and uncovered whores. Y'all don't like my preaching, but I'm preaching right. Look at your neighbor again. Tell him it's tight, but it's right. Sit down, please. Holiness, holiness, holiness. Bible said, holiness without no man shall be able to see the Lord. A conscious decision without no man. Right? No man. Without no man. No man. A conscious decision. Yes. A decision that you want to be separate, holy. I'm not condoning. I believe that once you come into the knowledge of Christ, once you get over here into this faith, once you get over here in Christendom, that in time your conviction will cause you to change what's uncovered. I ain't got to get up and preach. I ain't got to come to a revival and say, God told me to tell all of you, cover yourselves up. You're coming in. Let me tell you something. If you come in here, I just need you to get in here. See, there needs to be a shifting of the mind. Mothers, instead of walking up to the young ladies and baby, you need to cover that. No. When she start dancing and feeling the Lord, you ain't gotta say it. Just go grab that towel. Say, I like what you got on. It's nice, baby, but it looks cute. Next Sunday she come back with the same thing. You ain't gotta go up to her and say you're being rebellious. No. Say, girl, you better dance. Girl, those stilettos are hot. See, some people will never recognize their wholeness without someone encouraging them. Wait, not reminding them. There's a difference. Tell somebody, encourage me. Don't remind me of what I know. Don't remind me of the obvious. The reason I'm here, because I need what you see to change. Sit down, y'all, please. You're making these holy people uncomfortable. Sit down. That holiness without no man shall be able to see the Lord. Look at your neighbor and tell him, you gonna have to be holy. No. Open your mouth and tell him, you gonna have to be holy. Okay, now let me help somebody. Tell them again, you gonna have to make a decision to be separated. So listen, in other words, holiness for me was a decision. And in this time, you got people, they want more of God, but the more you remind them of the obvious, the more they feel you're judging instead of encouraging. Now, Pastor, you got a new convert will always come the first 3 to 4 times. New converts, no matter, you gotta understand, at my church we get 17,000 people and we do what we call DIS. It's good for your churches, DIS. And what this does, it helps us to figure out who's in our congregation. It helps us to understand their attention spans when it comes to our reach. Once you come, how are we keeping their attention?
Okay.
This helps us find out, brothers and sisters, that a new convert will only come 3 times. And after the 3 times, they'll make their decision. Either they want to stay or they want to go. We've all. And so it is found that 62% of new converts never stay. Is it the preaching? No.
Come on.
There's a preacher I know, they get up there and say every day is Friday, and their church is packed. And so what is the issue? The issue is that there hasn't been a system implemented that reminds the person that is there that they were once the person that's coming. Some of y'all get on my nerves because you forget about what you forget about you in Magic City. You forget about you at Dreams, dropping it like this. You forget you at V-Live. Why y'all acting like I don't know these things? You forget about the places you at. Some of y'all looking like V-Live only been open for a year. How he know that? Well, you know. Sit down. I gotta preach this. Hey, forget, man. Come here. If we ever, you ever been a sinner?